Hey guys, hello, this is me and I'm from LetsUpgrade. So today we are here to learn HTML and CSS. So I'm here HTML and CSS. So let me tell you about how to mark your attendance and so that you will get your certificate on day 5. One second, I will share my screen. Yeah. So 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 in our description box here you can see one link. Click on it. First, you have to enroll yourself. So, so here, enroll yourself. So here, you can see on day 1, you mark attendance. You can click on this. Then then how much you like your session. As per your wish, you can mark. I will give 10. So if you are interested in a full stack program, it's of 6 months. Data science and web development. If you are interested, then yes. If you have any further improvement for us or any feedback, you can give any. I have nothing for it, so I will write nothing and then submit your attendance. Then reload your page here. Then you can see your progress bar. My progress bar is increased till 20%. If you want your certificate on day 5, then you have to complete for your assignment, submit it to us on day 3, day 4, and day 5. There is no attendance, assignment on day 1 and day 2. And if you have 50% and above percentage, then you will get the certificate. You can generate it on day 5 after the session. And so we have, so I am not your trainer, but our trainer is today's is Abhishek sir. I will introduce you to them. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. Hi, Anam. Good evening.
So sir, can you give your small introduction to our students who
Yeah.
are watching
So
us
hi.
today?
Yeah. So hi everyone. My name is Kshitij Agarwal, and I am basically a full stack developer. I have been working in the IT industry for like more over than 3.5 years now, and I've been a part of like multinational companies, including Tata Consultancy Services. So I will be taking your class towards like HTML and CSS today, and I will be like taking you to the world of web development and how you can start off or kick off your journey with web development, and then I'll like guide you through how can you be a part of the like top IT companies nowadays, and what is the criteria they require, and what all things you would need to learn in order to like secure a good paying job in the IT industry. So yeah.
Okay sir, so I'm handing it over to you and I'm leaving.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
bye all
sure.
of you. Bye guys.
Thank you, Anna. Yeah. So yeah, hi everyone. Good evening. I hope myself is audible to you all. Um, So, fine. So let's start with the very basics. I think we are good to start with the class now. So I'll be starting off uh, with the like basics of HTML and CSS. So let me just share my screen so you guys would have better idea. Um, so yeah, I hope my screen is visible to you all. Let me just check also if it is. Give me a second. Yeah, it is visible, right? So let me just start with the very basics of HTML and CSS. So whenever you open a browser and visit any website, okay. So let's say I take example of Let's Upgrade only, okay. So whenever you visit any website, so you see a page like a web page. So what it is basically, this is a file that is being loaded by your browser. What kind of file it is? This is a simple HTML file, right? So if you just go and see the view page source, like right click on this page and see, so you see this is ultimately an HTML page. See, it tells you that the document type is HTML. Okay, so what is HTML? HTML is nothing but like, it is like the full form of it is like hypertext markup language. So this language was developed just to make web applications, like to make web pages. Okay, so that was the basic purpose of it. So any website you visit, ultimately the web page would be built on HTML. Okay, so mostly people are telling I need to use English. Uh, but I don't know, like some people might be joining from South India, some are international students, so I don't think so using English would be a good choice in this case. Yeah, so I'll be little slow in my English, so just like follow up with me. So I guess HTML is nothing like that. You need to be a BTech or any specialized in like any course for learning HTML and CSS or web development. It can be learned by anyone, like anyone from any field can learn it. It's not a very typical task, and it's not. It does not require much analytical skills. It just requires your practice. So practice is the key for learning HTML and CSS. Okay, so is my voice breaking? Yeah, I will continue in Hindi. Let's just focus on English part first. I'll come back to Hindi later. Okay. So yeah, so let's just start with your basics of HTML. So for writing HTML, you need to have some you need to have a editor. Okay, you need to have a file editor. So either you can, like, if you don't have anything, you can simply make use of a notepad on your Windows system. Okay, but I won't recommend it. Personally, I would suggest you all to use VS Code. Okay, so in order to start with VS Code, you just go to Google and search for VS Code. Okay, and you can just download this. So I'll paste this in the chat if possible, or you all can go through your Google and search for VS Code and directly download it. I don't think so that would be an issue. So I am not pasting this link anyways. Okay. So just go to this particular link and download as per your operating system. If it is Windows, just install this. If it is a Linux, then use this. If it is like Mac OS, then use this. Okay. So I'm not telling you how you will be installing it, but yeah, you need to have some code editor in order to start with HTML and CSS. Okay. So fine. Um, then let's just I have this already installed on my system, so I will directly open it up for you guys. Wait a second, I need to open a new window. Actually, I was working on this one. I'll close the previous window. Yeah, so yeah, so this is my fresh editor. Okay, so simply actually to start off with this journey of HTML CSS, I will be creating a new folder. Okay, I'll give it the name HTML basics or only HTML. Okay, okay, so I'll open this folder in my VS Code. So I am inside this particular folder in my VS Code, right? These are some like basics of using a system. I am not like taking you through all these things, like how I'm opening a folder. If you want to know, you can just simply go here and open folder. Okay, and simply open any folder on your system, right? So yeah, so that is about like how you can make use of VS Code. Now coming to how you can like create a new file inside this folder. So simply file, new file. Okay, now it will ask for what kind of a file do you want to start with. So since we are dealing with HTML, so let's just select that HTML. Okay, so I select HTML. Okay, now I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to simply name this file as index.html. You can name it whatever you wish to. Okay, there is no restriction in naming the file. But what is the standard is the standard says that you should name your file as index.html. Okay, fine. So I'm saving this file now. Okay, So this file is now saved. Now if you like if you want to take advantage of VS Code, then what you have to do, you simply write HTML here. Okay, if you simply start writing HTML, it will give you these three options. Okay, and if you select the HTML5 and click enter, it will give you the boilerplate code for your HTML document. Okay, so this is one thing you can do. But since like many of you like would be like new to this whole concept, so I will tell you how and what does all of this means. Okay, so I'm just removing all of this and I'll start typing. So remember, like anything in HTML is composed of tags. Okay, there are opening tags and closing tags. And what a tag is nothing but something inside your angular brackets. Okay, so that is your opening tag. And what is your closing tag? Your closing tag is like this. Okay, with a forward slash. This indicates that your tag has been closed. Okay, so this is about the tags. Now coming to the first thing that we need to write is, that is doc type. So this is something that is required by your browser to like understand or to like get to know that the kind of document that we are dealing with is HTML file, right? Okay, so the next thing that comes up is this is done, right? Wait a second. um, um, doc type HTML. After that you need to specify this HTML. Okay, this language tag is like not necessary, it is optional. If you wish you can include it, if you wish you can just ignore this. Okay, so I'm just keeping it, but if you wish it is not required, you can remove it also, right? Fine. So now you're like, this is these HTML tags are something which will enclose your entire application. Whatever will be displayed on your web page will be enclosed inside these HTML tags. Okay, so now inside this HTML you have to have one tag that is known as the head. Okay, so like consider this as your body. Okay, in your body, as the head is where like your brain resides, right? So in the same way, in your HTML page, your head is where the like logic of your whole web page will reside. So logic in the sense like it will tell you like where it has to load the styles from, where it has to load the JavaScript from, or like where it has to, like how it has to behave when in different screen sizes. All those things are required to be mentioned inside your head tag. So head is something that loads very first. Okay, when your application loads, head is something that loads very first. Once your head is done, after that we have body tag. Okay, so yeah, so now as in your body you have your head first, after that your entire body. So similarly in an HTML page you have the head first, after that your entire body. So whatever design you want to have in your HTML, that you have to enclose around in your body tags. Okay, so this is your opening body tag, this is your closing body tag, as I told you, right? So yeah, so this is like kind of a boilerplate code now ready, like somewhat of it. Okay, now coming to your head tag. So the very first thing that you give in your head is like you can give it anywhere, but I'm explaining what comes is title. Okay, so title is nothing but what is displayed when you open a web page. Let me just open a web page and show you what a title is. So like you have opened this VS Code website, right? So what you are seeing here, download Visual Studio Code. This is your title. You have opened LetsUpgrade.in. You are seeing this Let's Upgrade 2023. So what is this? This is your title. Okay. So this is what is actually your title. So let me just write down some title over here. So my first web page. So now if I wish to check how my very first web page looks, I can directly open this now. Okay. So see, this web page is open inside my browser and the title of it is my first web page. As I told you, how it should be, like inside your title, whatever you write, that would be displayed on your like Chrome's like title bar. Okay. where the tabs are displayed. So it says my first web page. If you change it, it will be changed. So if I type hello world and I refresh this page, simply it says hello world. See, so that is all about the title. Okay, so let's keep it as my first web page only. So this is your title tag. I hope this title tag makes sense. There should be no issues in this, I guess so. Okay. Um, Sheikh Dawood is saying HTML no space. No issues. Like these all things won't matter in HTML. So if you have extra space also, no issues. If you wish to make it properly, you can remove that space. Right. So yeah. So this is your first thing that comes in your head. Okay. After that, we can have many tags such as like meta tag to tell like the device width on which this particular web page is going to run, and all those things, and your like links to the JavaScript files and links to your CSS file. That I will cover later. Let's keep it till here. So in my head tag for now, I have added only the title. So title of my web page. Now come to the body. Okay. So inside body, whatever you will write, that will be displayed in your like body of your browser. Okay, in your body of your web page. So let's write down something without any tags. Okay, I'm not writing any tags. I'm just simply writing something. Hello all. This is my first web page. If I simply write this and I refresh my page, you all are able to see this, right? Hello all, this is my first web page. So you see, you were able to create your very first web page simply by writing a file like index.html file. In that you have written certain code, and this code was like has allowed you to display your code in the web browser. Okay. So yeah, so you see, so you have at least achieved something. So you have what you have achieved. You have achieved a web page in which you are like showing some text. Okay, so I hope this thing is making sense. Okay, so let's go to the other tags that are available. Okay, so coming to the other tags that like simply I wrote some text without the use of any tag, right? But like HTML provides some inbuilt tags. So one of them is the heading tag. Okay, so I'm writing down that heading tag over here. So like how to write down it? Simply like h1 tag. Okay, so let me just explain actually like what are heading tags. So I'm writing down here only. I'll just comment it out. So heading tags, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. All these are your heading tags. Okay. So this has some default, like this has some styling or like predefined styling available inside them. Okay. So if you just directly use them and write some text inside this, always remember where you have to write. You have to always write inside the opening and closing tag. So this is your opening tag and this is your closing tag. Okay. So now I am writing inside something inside there. So this is h1 h1 tag. Okay, simply if I save it and then I refresh, you see inside h1 if you wrote something, so this is coming as a heading, right? Like this is this has some style, this is bold, this is having a big font, right? So this is the advantage of like if you want to directly make use of h1 tag, so this is how you do it. Simply write like inside your h1 opening and closing, you can enclose anything and that will become your h1. Okay, so similarly we have h2 tag. So the only difference between h1 and h2 is like the font size difference. Okay. So now if I write this down and I refresh. So you see now all is same, only the font size has changed, right? Okay, so this is your h2 tag. Now similarly we have more tags. So like as I told, we have h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. So let me just write down all those. So h3, 3. Similarly, I'll h4, h5, h6. So I have covered all my tags, right? Like h1, then h2, then h3, then h4, then h5, then h6. Now you guys will be able to see the difference between all these tags, right? Let me just refresh and show you. So you see all my heading tags are now available. So I have my h1 tag, h2 tag, h3 tag, h4 tag, h5 tag, and h6 tag. So mostly you see the only difference is coming is in the font sizes, right? So yeah, so this is about your heading tags. So in your web page, anywhere if you want to like include headings, you can directly make use of these heading tags. Okay. So yes, so this thing is covered. Now coming to the other tag. So the other tag that we have around with us is your p tag. So like let's just write down this also. So the P stands for paragraph in that. So paragraph tag. So paragraph tag, it's P only, simply P. Let me just comment out this as well. Yeah. So now I'll show you how a paragraph tag looks like. So simply opening tag and followed by a closing tag / P. Okay. Now if I write this is my paragraph tag. Right. Now if I go and refresh on my browser, you see my text is coming like this. This is my paragraph tag. So yeah, so this is about the paragraph tag. If you need to have some normal text in your like web page, simply you can make use of this paragraph like p tag. Okay, you can write without using any tag also, but it is always recommended to use paragraph tag as it has some predefined styling that is used by our web pages. Okay. So yeah, so this was about these tags. Now let me just continue with so basic text I have covered. Like basic text you can directly write down here. So first I'll just write it down, basic text. Okay. So basic text has been covered. Then your heading tags from h1 to h6 have been covered. Okay. Paragraph has been covered. Okay. So now let's just proceed with a bit of CSS. Okay. So I hope this thing is like this HTML part is clear to all, or any doubts in this. You all are free to ask this in your chat section of YouTube. Um, okay, what is the name of editor Visual Studio? Okay, so the name of the editor is Visual Studio Code. Okay, VS Code, like Visual Studio Code. Okay. Okay, one person is like Rohit is asking how to run. Okay, so let me just show you. Like there are two ways. If you missed, either what you can do is wherever you created this folder inside which you had your file, you can just simply open that folder and open that file in your like simply double click on it. It will open in your browser. Okay. If it does not open in your browser, what you can do is right click on it and simply open with Google Chrome or whatever browser you have. You can just directly open it. Okay. So this thing is clear, Apanna, where you are running the code. Okay. So this is one way. The other way around, if you are using VS Code, what you can do is simply go to the run menu item. Okay. And then click on run without debugging. This run without debugging is the right. And then it will ask where you want to run. So simply select web app Chrome. Okay. So see, it opens it for me automatically in my Chrome. Okay. So either you can use this way or that way, whatever is suitable for you guys, right? Okay. So yeah, one person like Kapil is asking how to comment. Yeah. So yes, this is also one thing you should be aware about. So in HTML, if you want to comment something out, commenting something out means that you don't want to display it in your browser. you want to have it in your code, but you don't want it to be run by your browser. Okay, so how to do that? Simply, there is a syntax for that. So this is how you do it. You have to write this, like it will auto complete actually. So simply exclamation mark and two hyphen. Okay, and inside this, whatever you will write, this is a commented line of code. Okay, so this is how you are commenting something. So if you have written this, although you have written this in your code, this will not be displayed in your browser. Okay, so your browser will be free of this. See, you don't see that anywhere, right? I am refreshing my page, but I don't see it anywhere, right? Okay. um Okay, so sir, can I do in Notepad? Shivam is asking, can I do it in Notepad? Yes, sure, Shivam, you can do it in Notepad. Like simply, you have to write all this code in your Notepad and save the file as .html instead of saving it as .txt. Okay, just change the extension of that file from dot like txt to .html, right? Then you can run it in your Chrome. Suman is asking, what about button section? Yeah, I will cover the button also. Like we have like 5 bootcamp classes actually for HTML CSS. So I will be covering one by one each section. So don't worry. Okay. Use live server extension. Yes, Mohammed, I know like we have extensions in VS Code, but like most of the people here might not be familiar with using extensions and all. So let's just make them familiar with all those things. After that, we can use that. Okay, so Mahesh is asking any shortcuts. Okay, so for like if you are like more interested into like shortcuts and all those things, what I can suggest you is like if you take the full classes in Let's Upgrade, like the full stack developer classes in Let's Upgrade, there you will like get to know about the professional development, like starting from extensions to shortcuts to everything. Okay, so yeah, and that is one thing, that is one advantage of enrolling into the full stack classes. um, so right. Okay, so Bhanu Teja is asking why the ending has name after the backslash. So like that is how it has been like made. This is how you have to follow. You have to tell like which of the tag you are closing, right? Let's say you have an HTML tag open here. Okay, but if you, and then you have your head tag open here. If you don't mention which tag you are closing, then how your browser or your editor will understand that which of the tags you have closed? It can be HTML, it can be head, it can be title, right? So to tell your editor and your browser like which I want to close, for that you need to mention the name of that tag after the forward slash, right? So I hope that is clear to you, Bhanu Teja. Yeah. Yes, Ganesh is telling that we can comment by using shortcut. Yeah, so that I was using, but like most of the people, as you know, might not be aware of shortcuts and all. So I'm like proceeding with the very basics. So yeah. So Noob Thunder Gamer is telling what is meta tag. Okay, so meta tag is something like in which you have to define like there can be many use cases of meta tag, but one of the major use cases is where you define like there can be certain keywords like when you do SEO, like search engine optimization. Like whenever you search something on your Google, what it does, it scans through the web pages, right? So there might like there should be some keywords that should be matching to your website so that your website displays on your Google search results. So those things can be included in the meta tag. Okay, now the second advantage, like second use of meta tag is like if you want to tell, like if you want to make your website responsive. Responsiveness means like you can run your website in any of the devices like a laptop or a desktop or a mobile phone or a tablet. Okay, it should run comfortably in all the devices without any break in the design. Okay, so for that you need to uh, tell your code that the initial width should be this. Okay, so that is one purpose of using meta tag, where you can make use of meta tag. Okay, So these are some examples. Okay. So then Ammo is asking, please explain about card and container. So as I told, like this is the very first class. I cannot just directly jump onto the card and all those things. Okay. So please wait, or like this is a 5-day boot camp. So just like keep on joining on all the classes, then you will get to learn, right? Uh, okay, shortcut. Okay, how to write multi-line comments. Okay, so one person, Pragna, is asking how to write multi-line comments. Okay, so for writing multi-line comments, what you have to do is, I guess this was it, but let me check. Um, Multiple lines also you can write in the same way. If I'm not recalling it right now, but this is one syntax to write. Um, let's like you can use it right now like that only. I actually am not remembering how do we used to write it. So yeah, but like this is the only way. Like this is one of the way you can write any number of lines of codes inside that. Okay, like comments. See, it won't affect. So multiple lines also you can write inside this format only. So yeah. Um Okay, so Mahesh Patil is again asking for shortcut keys. So shortcut keys, since I am using Mac, the shortcut key is command plus forward slash. Okay, in like Windows, I guess it is control plus this, control plus this. Okay, so you have to select that and simply click on that key. Okay, so yeah. I am not sure this. You guys can check in your system if it is a Windows system. You can check this in Mac. This works. Okay. Uh, okay. So then, how to add sticker or images? Yes, I will come to the image tag as well. Free bootstrap, right? Madhu is asking free. No, not bootstrap. Like it's Bootcamp actually. Bootstrap is actually a CSS library. So yeah, we will be covering that as well. Uh, Okay, what difference between tag and element? So, tag and element. So these all are tag and element. I'm not very sure. I need to check it. Okay, we write element under the particular tag. Okay. How to add images? Array, I will tell. I will cover images as well. Could you please teach us about the boilerplate? Okay, so yeah, for the boilerplate code, as I told, like I for like telling again. So for that, I'm creating a new file actually. So HTML. So simply if you type HTML around in here, okay, and you click on HTML5, you will get the boilerplate code. Boilerplate code like means simply like it gives you the basic code that is required to start off with your development. Okay. So see, it has your meta tags, it has your title already there, it has your head, then it has your body, everything is already there, right? So you can just directly start with your design part in your body, right? So this is about the boilerplate code. So yeah, nothing much. uh, Sir, internship is okay. Don't worry about job and these things like right now only, because if you are like first you get like from today's class you will get an idea of how and what is actually web development. If you are more interested, then I would recommend you to go through the like full stack developer course on Let's Upgrade. There you will be able to actually learn the industry standards and become a full stack developer. That would help you to get in the industry. But these classes are basically to get you an introduction about web development and make you familiar with this and like to uh, get your interest in web development actually. Okay, so Arshdiman is telling, sir, can we increase the pace of the class? No, actually, we cannot increase the pace of the class because I guess you might be experienced, but many of the people are here who don't have any idea. So, okay. Okay. So enough of like doubts that I have taken right now. So let's just proceed with the. Uh, I have written this. Let me just comment this out as well. Okay. So enough of HTML. Okay, like let me just cover two more tags. So one tag is a span tag. Okay, so span tag is nothing but if you want to uh, like if you want to have what to say, some text inside another tag, in that case you can make use of span tag. This is my span tag, and you will see the difference. I'll show you the difference, what difference is coming. So if you see, if I have written the span tag, this is coming in the next line, right? But if I make use of this span tag inside my heading tag, okay, let's say inside my h3 I want to use this span tag, okay? See, I have simply pasted this span tag after this, right? And now I refresh. So you see this is coming in the same line, right? Let me just give some space as well. Yeah. So you see this is coming in the same line, right? So yeah, so this is the advantage of using span tag. If you want to write something in the same line, in line only, so you can make use of span tag. Okay. So yeah, so this is one thing. Like with paragraph, you can have a span. Simple. This is my span tag, right? Now another tag which I want to discuss is let me just remove this, is a BR tag. Okay, so for that let's first create more than and tag one. We'll create more tags like this. Okay. Span tag two, span tag three. So you see all these are coming in the same line, right? And also I need to give some spacing in between them. So yeah, let me just give spacing as well. Yeah, so some spacing is there right now. So span tag 1, span tag 2, span tag 3. These are coming in the same line, right? Now if I want to break the line, what will I do? Is simply, so what will I do is simply I'll write down BR tag, like the break line tag, okay? So see, now the line is changed, right? Like it is coming in the next line. So that is the purpose of, like that is the benefit of using this BR tag. So this is nothing but your break line tag. Okay. So simply I can add another BR tag over here. So yeah. So see, these three are now coming in the next different lines, right? So this is how we make use of your span tag. So yeah, so I have covered like many tags today. So head, body, and then your paragraph tag, heading tag, span tag, BR tag. So these are the basic tags for making use of text in HTML. Now, the part of HTML that I wanted to cover today is done. Now I'll be proceeding with CSS. Okay. So coming to CSS, I will just create a new file. So that would be a CSS file. So see, it tells me CSS. So I have selected CSS. Now I will save this file. Where I'm saving it in the same folder where I had my like HTML file, right? So, what I'll name is, I'll name this file as style.css. Simply style.css. Just remember when we were creating the HTML file, we named it as index.html. For naming it like as a CSS file, we are naming it as style.css, right? You can name it anything, just like remember that it should be .css, like extension should be .css. Okay, so yeah, so I have saved it. Okay, so my style.css file is now ready. But the thing is, before proceeding with the style.css file, I want to tell you how you can write the style inside your web page only. So in case you need to write inside your web page only, you can write the styles inside your head tag only. Okay, so for that you can use this tag, style tag. Okay, so yeah, style opens, style close. Okay, So here only I can write the styles. So let's say I want something to like some styling in my body. So for that I'll simply write body, because body is something which does not require any class or something. We can directly represent it over here. So let's say I just want to give, like, there are certain properties in CSS. Okay, so I would like to introduce you to some of the properties. These are very basic English language properties, like as you see background color. So as you might understand what background color means, it means what will be the background color of that particular tag or that particular element, right? So background color, if I'm giving, let's say I'm giving dodger like blue color, like this is one kind of a blue color. Okay, so if I give it like this and I refresh, you see this is like whole of my web page has become blue, right? So this is your CSS. This is like your CSS. So one thing I forgot to mention, what is CSS? CSS is nothing but cascading style sheets. Okay. So let me just write down the full form for you guys. Um, so CSS is cascading style sheets. Okay. So this is your CSS, and this is you. This is how you are writing this CSS inline. Okay, like uh, like not inline. Sorry, like in your web page, like in your index.html file only. Okay. Other ways to do is you can write it in a separate file. I will covering that also. Just give me a moment. Okay. Now let's say uh, you want to style this span tag. Okay, okay, you want to have some custom style, you want to change the color. Okay, like you see this is coming in black color right now, right? This span tag is like, this span tag one is coming in black color. Let's say you want to change its color. So how will you do that? Simply you can accompany your HTML tags with a property known as class. Okay, so you tell class is equal to and give some name of the class. So I am just simply giving it my span. Okay, so simply I gave it this name, my span. Now if you want to access this class in your CSS, there is a method to do that. What is the method? You have to use dot. So dot my span. So dot my span, then opening and closing curly braces. Inside that you just simply mention that color. I want it to be white in color. Okay, I don't want black to come, I want it to be white. So I just do this. I have done this. I'm saving my file. I saved it, and I come here and refresh it. You see this becomes white in color, right? So this is like very basic thing, like very basic styling, which I have told you. Now what else you can enter here is like, all is English only. Okay, so font size, uh, simply English. So font size I want it to be 20 px in size. Okay, so you see the font has become big, right? And now coming to this px, like this is a unit actually. Okay, so if you see in daily world, you use some measurement units, right? Either it can be centimeter, inches, or foot, or anything, meter, kilometer, right? So similarly in web development, we have the units in terms of pixels. So the px is your abbreviation for pixels. Okay, so 20, let's make it 25 px pixels. Okay, so just remember this is your unit, px pixels. Okay, so see this takes the uh, size, right? Okay, can you please explain class once again? Okay, and also Mukesh is asking repeat, explain span tag. Anurag is asking explain class once again. So span tag was nothing, but it was allowing us to write some text in the same line. Okay, so that was span tag, nothing much, simply span open, span close, and any text you can write inside it, that will remain in the same line. It will not change the lines. As you see in H1, it was coming in different lines, right? But in span tag, it was coming in the same lines until and unless I made use of these br tags. Okay, if I remove these br tags, then you see, I forgot to say, yeah, if I remove these br tags, it will come in the same line itself, right? Okay, So I hope this I have made clear what is the advantage of using span tag. Okay. So now coming to the class. So each tag in HTML can be accompanied by a thing which is known as a class. Okay, so this is a kind of like identity to your element. If you want to identify your element by something, I want to identify my element with class name. Okay, so that in my CSS I can specify like to which element I want to give this style, to which tag I want to give the style. I want to give this style to the like tag which has the class myspan, right? So yeah, so simply I did that, right? So yeah, that is simple about the class. Similarly, in like as we have class, we have another thing, id. So in my second span I'm giving id is equal to my span with id. Like this is anything which you want to give. This is there is no restriction on giving any name, so I have just simply given it. Now as I told, like for identifying it a class, you need this dot, right? This dot I have used, dot my span. To identify it with a like id, you need hash. Okay, so use this hash. Okay, so hash uh, my span with id. Okay, and I'll simply give color, some color to it. So color I want to give yellow. Okay, now if I refresh, you see my second one becomes yellow in color, right? Simple. And same font size I will give here as well. So font size 24 px, and font weight I want to make it bold. So there is a property which is known as font weight. So font weight I'll make it bold. Okay, and then another property, like let's say font family, I want to change the font itself. So font family, I want some better font, so I'm using Verdana. Okay, sans serif. So you see now the font size also changed, it has become bold. Font family also changed, right? So yeah, so this is about your CSS, how you are like styling your web pages. Okay, so can you apply class to body h3, for example? Yes, Anurag, we can apply the same classes, like any class name to your body as well as your h3 or h1 or h2 anywhere, right? If you want example, I'll simply use the same class name, uh, my span here. I should not use this, but let's use this. Yeah, so see the same thing reflected over here, right? So yeah, so we can use it. Okay. Uh, Someone is asking uh, difference between class and ID. There is not much difference between class and ID. It's only like there are two, like these are the selectors actually. Either you can select any of your tag with a class name or an ID name. Okay, and you can have both also at once. So my span ID. So this is my span class, my span ID. Okay, so you can have both, right? Let's just change this also, my span class, so that it takes the style. Yeah, so you can have both id as well as class. Yeah. So this is covered. Now let me just show you how you can write these, all these things. Instead of writing inside this span tag, you can write these in a separate file. Okay, that makes your code much clean. Okay, so let me just copy all these things. So simply I'm copying this and I'm pasting it over here, right? Now I will delete this from the style to closing of style. I deleted this, right? Now if you'll go, every style will be removed. Nothing will be there, right? Everything is removed. Why so? Because we have not called this file in our HTML. Okay. So how do we call this file in our HTML? So in our head, that like the head is the brain of your file, right? Like your HTML. So in your head only, I'm simply going to define, like I'm telling another tag is there. So link and rel is equal to style sheet. I'm telling that this is a kind of style sheet, and href, like href tells us like where is the position of the style sheet. So um, as I know that it is stored on my desktop, so I'm navigating to that location. Okay, this is something you can also navigate. You have to use dot dot slash syntax and it will recommend you. Okay, so dot dot slash and it will recommend you, like it will take you to the previous folder. Okay, so yeah, so now I have added my style sheet as well. So this is now added. Now if I'll refresh my page, all the styles will come. See, all styles came, right? If I'll remove this line, if I comment this line, see, all my styles will be gone. If I just add it again, see, all my styles come, right? So this is how you are writing your styles in a separate file. So this makes your like code more manageable. Let's say you have thousands of lines of code in your HTML file. If you write the styles also in the same page, then it becomes very large file, right? So it's better to bifurcate it and to have it in different pages, so like different files. So that is why we have used this CSS file over here. So yeah, so this was about CSS. In CSS, we have some properties, like many properties. It would be very difficult to cover all those properties at once, but like um, to introduce you with some, like background color, let's just write down here only. So background color black. Okay, then you have height, some value, like as I told in pixels you can give, right? So height, width, these are all normal English letters, height, width, and then your what else? Background color I have already mentioned, right? Color, font size. Then you have margin. Okay, so margin has four properties: left, right, top, and bottom. It tells you how much space you need to give from the left, right, or whatever it is. Okay, so let me just give 300 pixels. Okay, let's save it and see what changes it. See, it takes 300 pixels from the left, right? So this is happening because of this margin property. Height, width I have given, background color I have given as black, so it is taking the background color as black. So yeah, uh, Nilesh is asking, can we use ID in place of class? Yes, Nilesh, sure, you can do that. Obviously, you can do that. Okay, Akshara is telling, hello, my name is Akshara from Kerala. Okay, sorry. Then Vaibhav is telling border. Yes, we have a border property. So border, but like for that we need to give 2px solid some color. Let's say solid red. Okay. So now you see this border comes, right. 2px solid red color border. Yeah. So border also you can use. Uh, Sir can explain calling the style.css file. So simply I am calling it using this like this tag, that is the link tag. This does not needs to be closed. Okay, simply you have to type link, then rel, like it is telling like what kind of a file it is. So this is a style sheet because it's style sheet, and href tells like where my file is located. To navigate to the file, simply use the dot dot slash notation, right? It will suggest you where you can find your file, right? um then padding, someone is asking hover padding. Okay, so yeah, let's just add those property as well. So first thing is padding. Okay, so padding I would not like to cover with these tags, like not with span or paragraph or heading tags. Padding I will cover when I will introduce you with the div tag, div tag. Okay, so just wait for further classes. Okay, almost the time is up for today's class. So yeah, I would not be covering any new thing today. Just one thing for your interest, like you guys were more interested in adding an image. So I'm just giving you a brief intro about an image tag. So image tag is nothing but simply img, okay, short like abbreviation for image, and then src. Src tells it's like source from where you have to get that image. So src, here you have to give some like so like place from where you have to pick the image. So let's say um, a default display picture I want to use. Okay, so let's say I want to use this image. So I'll open link in new window. No, sorry, I opened the wrong. Open image in, yeah. So I opened this image in new tab. I'll copy this link from here. Okay, So I'm simply copying this link over from here, and I'm inside the SRC, I'm giving that link. Okay, so I've given this here, and I'm just closing it. Now I have saved it, and now I go and run my file. See, you see the image has come in my file, right? This is the image is displayed in my web page. So simple, nothing you have to do. Simple image tag, image src. Src will tell you like the source from where this image has to come. Okay, now to style it, like to make it small or big, simply give it some class name. So I'm giving my img as the class name. Saved it, and in my style.css, since this is a class, so dot my img, and I give it width 100 px, height 100 px. So now it will become small in size. I save this and I run this. You see the image has become small, right? 100 by 100 px. If you want to increase, you can simply give 150 by 150 or whatever you wish. This is all your choice. See, so yeah, this is how it works. Okay. Sheikh is asking, what topics have you covered today, sir? I just joined. I have covered like basics of HTML, in which I have covered the paragraph tag, the heading tags, and the span tag, and the image tag just now. And in the CSS, I have uh, like covered some basic properties such as background color, font size, width, height, all those things. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that is it for today's class. So if you guys liked it, and you have got some interest into developing uh, your web pages, I would recommend you to check Let's Upgrade. The links are actually, the registration links are there in the description of this video itself, like the YouTube video itself. So you can go through it and like register yourself for the 5 days bootcamp. So yeah, that would help. If you would just like this video as well. Anyone has any doubts? Okay. Interesting. Abhishek says interesting. Okay. Bhushan is telling hover property. A hover property I will cover. Actually, I don't have right now anything that I want to apply hover, but okay, if you are insisting so much. So on my dot, like, this is, I'm telling for only Bhushan. So listen carefully. So this is how you add a hover property. Okay. So what I want to do is, on hovering, I want to change its color to red. Okay. So this is my span class, right? So I think this was it, right? So if I'm hovering over it, see the color is changing to red, right? Another property which I can add is like cursor pointer. So now if I'll hover over it, this changes to a pointer. See, instead of a that, right? So yeah, Bhushan, that was your hover property. Uh, so good session, one session. Okay, so yeah, this session would be daily for like around 1 hour only. So it will start at 6:30 and will end around 7:30. Okay, so yeah. Vaibhav is asking, can you? Yes, you can practice on IntelliJ IDE as well. Simply, but like the only requirement is you need to save your file as .html extension. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Bhushan. Watercolor gradient. I will cover like more properties of CSS in the coming classes. I cannot cover everything in one class, right? So just be patient and be with me on these classes. You will learn. After 5 class, we will, yes, surely you will get a certificate from Let's Upgrade. How to create form in HTML. I will cover the forms also. Okay, assignment. Okay, so you guys want an assignment. No, let's just not, like, if you wish, you can just create an HTML file and like try to practice all these tags on your own. Okay. So that is what is the assignment basically. I'm like covered nothing much to give you an assignment. So just try to like learn what I taught you today. This lecture would be there on YouTube, I guess. You can go through it anytime. Fine. Yeah. Okay. No, Anandi, we don't have any assignment. Thank you. Okay. Okay, then, yeah. Thank you, everyone. That's all from my end for today's class. And I hope to see you in tomorrow's class if you like were interested or you like found my session interesting or useful, then I hope to see you in the next class. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow same time. The like attendance link you can find in the description of this YouTube video. Just go through it. No, Sheikh, I'm not running in IntelliJ. I'm using VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Okay. So yeah, fine. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll yeah. So